Overwatch Stadium Theory Crafting Reaction Episode. Hi, Junkrat is live. I've decided that I would like to react to some of the things that I said earlier. So, go watch Junkrat's video. It should be up there. It's something like, I don't know, 11, 12 minutes. Go watch that, come back. Reading his perks. Frag Launcher has a 2 frag, 2 furious. Frag Launcher has a 25% chance to shoot a additional projectile that deals 1/3 the damage. That's not great. I definitely had better ideas than that. Bang! Frag Launcher direct hits without bouncing burn for 20% additional damage over 2 seconds. I called that one! Not exactly, but I did get it. I said incendiary rounds. I said they would do 40 weapon power damage, I think, and they would burn, and I was right, technically. I was half right. That's something. Big Bang. When a frag launcher shot bounces, increases projectile size by 33%. That's interesting. This perk and this perk have anti-synergy. This one wants you to bounce. This one does not want you to bounce. This one encourages spam, by the way. We don't want spam rat. Bingo. Frag Launcher direct hits without bouncing reduce cooldowns of abilities by 25%. So this one has a lot of anti-synergy so far. I can't see with that. Okay. Soot Shaker. After detonating Concussion Mine, gain 15% attack speed for 1.5 seconds and restore 20% of your max ammo. Which I think is usually 1, because you have 6 shots, but I don't... Yes, I have a calculator on me, but it is actively recording. It's another trap. Gain 1 additional charge of Steel Trap. I called this one too! Yeah! I think I gave it extra stuff, but... Trap 2, Esquire. After a concussion mine has landed for half of a second, detonating it will spawn a mini steel trap that slows instead of immobilizing. So, I called this one the other way around. I claimed that there would be a landmine where if you stepped on it, it would explode after... got distracted. I called that there would be a trap that exploded after you were done being trapped. This is the direct opposite, but I'm still gonna count it. Hop Boom. After launching yourself with Concussion Mine, detonate a Concussion Mine wherever you land with 50% reduced effectiveness. This is cool. Wish I had thought of that. I probably did, but I had 12 slides. Yes, 12 slides, and 40,000 ideas, so I had to pick what I thought was the best ones. Slapnerl. Shrap. That one's definitely designed to be red and not red. That one is designed to be red, not said. Quick melee hits explode for up to 100% quick melee damage, knocking you and targets back on a 10-second cooldown. What's with the 10-second melee cooldowns? I just did, what's his name? Sigma? And he had the same thing, but with levitation. I definitely came up with better. Just saying. Gotcha Bomb. 20% total mayhem explosion radius. Total mayhem creates a random number of additional bombs. I prefer total mayhem leaving a wrecking ball mine. Just saying. Raining lead. Okay, that's blurry. After launching yourself, drop 1 total mayhem bomb with 25 for reduced damage. every 0.4 seconds while airborne. That's a cool one. I like that. Rip roll. 20% ultimate cost reduction. During your ultimate, enter your rip tire. Launch out when it is destroyed or triggered. I absolutely called that one. I think I got it perfect. Not the name, of course, but I'm pretty sure I got that perfect and just didn't touch the ultimate cost. Maybe I did. I think I might have. I think I might have perfectly called this perk. Also, I am upset because none of these powers allow you to put down 2 mines. Let's hope they're in the items. Thermal traps. When steel trap triggers, reveal the target and gain 25% move speed and 10% attack speed for 3 seconds. Yeah, that's cool. I think it's already one of his normal powers, but that's cool. Jameson's jumpers. Weapon power, ability power, 20% additional concussion mine self-knockback distance. I'm hoping this is horizontal and not vertical, because if it's vertical, this is just kind of useless. It's not useless, but you know what I mean. It's not as good as if it was sideways. Refreshing radiation. 10% cooldown reduction, 50% increased mine health. For each target detonated by concussion mine, gain over health equal to 5% of max life for 3 seconds. This isn't clear. By detonated, does it mean kill, damage, or knocked back? By gain over health equal to 5% of max HP, does it mean yours, the target, the enemy, the team? Okay, it's either you or the target. That's... I'm assuming it's yours, but if it is 5% of the enemy's max HP, this can get insane really quickly. The actual ability powers. This is where I have to hope. Improvised explosives. 10% ability lifesteal and 10% starting ultimate charge. Okay, you can start with 35% of your ult. That is awesome. It's not... There's better options, but this is still really cool. Plus, you get 10% lifesteal, and when you detonate your rip tire, you trigger total mayhem after after half a second. That's neat. I like that. That's good. 50% steel health trap. Steel trap health is more annoying than anything. 5% ability power. The name is Rat Pack. Steel trap refunds a third of its cooldown when destroyed. This, I think, is useless, because unless you're spamming your steel trap every 4 seconds, or off of cooldown, you kind of just leave it in a spot where you don't want your enemy to flank and just spam. This is why when I did my powers, I suggested a lot of things that allow him to close the distance and kill quickly instead of just spamming a choke. Charged Trompas. Whenever Total Mayhem deals damage, gain 3% ultimate charge. Okay, so first of all, this is either useless or broken, depending on how good you are at dying. I'm pretty good at dying, so I think I'll like this one. Also, this should have been a survival perk. Lithium alloy. 50% steel trap throw distance. Enemies that trigger steel trap burn for 50 ability damage over 3 seconds. I'm sorry, and this one isn't called the thermal trap? Folks' Funny Fuel trademark. 10% ability power, 10% ability lifesteal, 15% concussion mine explosion radius. That's neat. That's cool. If concussion mine is 5 meters above the ground when detonated, increase its explosion radius by 25%. Again? Okay. So, I now have a question. Does 5 meters above the ground mean airborne and 5 meters above the ground, or 5 meters on a wall. Because if it's on a wall, that means that ceiling mines get a lot better. And I'm still not seeing anything where the traps can be used, or where concussion mine can be used as a trap, which I was really hoping for. I'd rather have... That's new. That's cool. I didn't see that before. Spiked gloves. Gain 10% increased damage and 25% quick melee damage to enemies that are airborne. I don't think this should be a Junkrat exclusive item. Springer Spring. 25 extra health, 5% increased attack speed, and 25% increased frag launcher bounce distance. That's... yeah. Zip Grease. After detonating concussion mine... hold on, blur. Your next 2 frag launcher shots gain 20% or 200% projectile speed and deal 10% increased damage to airborne enemies. What's with the airborne hate? Pharah isn't even in this meta yet, and neither is Echo, so the only hero I can really see this affecting is Mercy and Reinhardt. Oh, also D.Va, but D.Va's weird. Anyway, that's Junkrat. I'm extremely disappointed, actually. I was hoping Junkrat would get... I was hoping Junkrat would become a lot more defensively enabled with this. Hold on, let's see the build. Relentless Ganator and Mind Mayhem. Hold on. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. That says exploding into the backline. They have given him... They have given him damaging mobility, but not the ability to be an assassin. Junkrat could very easily have become an assassin. They didn't give him much to make him an assassin. The build doesn't even show you what the powers do. That's great. Overwatch, you let me down, but at least Junkrat's in Stadium now.